everybody, my name is Ed Durbis. This is 9 and 3 Driving, and today we're starting a new year, 2022. And what better way to start the year than with a BMW M4 3.0 liter twin turbocharged, 454 horsepower, 442 pounds of torque will propel this car, this coupe, from 0 to 60 in about 3.8 seconds. It'll go and reach all the way to top speed of 174 miles an hour. So let's take this show on the road. But first, before, a little history in regards to this car. It's a 2019, and this year is when BMW changed the name. Originally, it had always been the M3, but now the M3 is just designated to the 4-door, and the M4 gets the 2-door, the convertible. And BMW true fans were like, what are you doing? It's always been the M3. Why are you changing it? Why are you changing the formula? Don't do that. But now it's here to stay. The M4s are here to stay. And the other thing that this car, when it came out, changed was that the one before it was a V8. Now BMW had gone back now to his original platform, and it's a 3-liter inline 6. This one, obviously, like I said earlier, is twin turbocharged that gets it all that power. So with that being said, one thing and the intro that you guys saw in the car that I did a whole walk around about it is absolutely menacing and angry. Where the old version, it just looked, it didn't look angry. You had the little bulge in the hood where the V8 was. This one does as well, but that was really the only thing you can distinguish it from the regular 330 or whatnot. But now this one is angry, it's mean, it sounds mean. Without no further ado, let's get this show on the road and see what this M4 has got to give us. Driving the BMW M4. All the settings are Sport Plus. Right off the bat, the seats hug you a little bit. I'm not the thinnest guy on the planet, as you can see, but I am okay in it. If I was a little bit bigger, I would not be comfortable at all. Instrument layout is perfect BMW. I've said this before in other videos. They have all the buttons are perfectly where you want them. You don't have to go into the infotainment system to do this, that, and the other. The instrument cluster is perfectly easy to read. This is the old traditional analog display. You have a small digital display in the bottom, gives speed. You also do have the heads-up display. All the control, the heating seats. You have buttons for shortcuts. And obviously you do have the iDrive that is much easier to use than old BMWs. It's quiet. It doesn't grumble and make all these crazy noises like you would find on another, like you find in maybe a Mercedes AMG. They're a little bit louder. This has a different growl to it. We did do a start. So I hope you can hear that on the video. But overall, she runs fine, and just cruising speeds. There is a little bit of tire noise, but that's just due to the compound of the tires. Other than that, it runs smooth. You could feel the weight, so it's a nice heavy weighted car. I think one of the main reasons why they got rid of the 8 is because there was too much weight up front with that big power plant. So if they're able to get that much power out of just an inline 6 twin turbocharge, it's much easier, and it gives it more of a 50-50 weight distribution that you would like in a sports car like this. Space is it's perfect for 2 people. If you have little kids, like I do, I have a 10-year-old, she'd be fine with one friend in the back. Other than that, it'll be a little cramped, so I don't recommend adults jumping in the back for long trips. We'll get here on the highway, and then we'll give it a little bit of gas and see what she's like. If you can see, there's a little bit of grumble in the back, but really not. It doesn't really interfere. If you had the radio on, you wouldn't hear a thing. Get her a little bit of gas. Yep, it holds gear because we're in Sports Plus, the transmission as well. So as you can hear, there we go down. So it is a quick car. one of the benefits because it's such a small little car with such a big amount of power. So we'll jump up here on the parkway and let's see what she's like getting on the parkway. We'll give it a little bit of the beans, as they say. Steering is nice and thick. Great feel to it. All right, here we go. You can hear it downshifting. It does have paddles, but we'll leave it in a Sports Plus and see how that handles by itself. So we're going to go on the parkway and we'll give it some gas. Yep, you give it the beans and it goes. It does have so much power and it's cold here in the Washington DC area today. It's about 43 degrees and I can feel the tires get loose there for a second, so we got to be on our toes in regards to that. But other than that, here cruising at normal speeds again is just perfect, flawless. The seats hold you in really well. Like I mentioned earlier, yeah, I'm a little bit on the thicker side. I mean, I should join the gym, but yeah, okay. Next question. Anyway, let's keep rolling and see what she's like. We'll go down our favorite twisty road and see how she handles. We'll get her up here closer to do a little 0 to 60 speed. So let's see what she's like. Here goes 0 to 60, and let's give it the beans. Yep, it's fast. Like I said earlier, it's cold here in the Washington DC area, so the road's a little cold. So it gives it a little, it's having a hard time grab traction because the road's not hot, the tires are not warm enough to, they're not sticky enough to be able to hold all the power that 442 pounds of torque made it to the rear wheel drive. It's a little cold to get the most performance out of this car. I'd say the best day to do it would be on a really nice warm day when the road's nice and warm, the tires are nice and sticky, and they'll just grab and just propel you to and get you down to that 0 to 60 at that 3.8 seconds that BMW claims its car can do. So, like I mentioned earlier, slightly touch base, the visibility in this car is fantastic. You got long windows, the seat pillars back here. You get a nice front window. You got a heads-up display. If you look to the right-hand side, since the doors are very long, you got a really good view out the right side door. You can also see right out in the back through a small window. But overall, it does give you that sense of comfort, and you don't feel like there might be something out there that you might not see and cost you to spin or do something silly like that. So overall, yeah, performance-wise, speed-wise, it's great. The engine sounds great once you start getting up higher RPMs. On the twisties, on our favorite twisty road, and see what she's like. Obviously, it's still cold out there, so we'll have to be careful out there and not slip and slide. So let's get down to our favorite curvy road and let's see what she's got. All right, here we go on our favorite twisty road and see what she's like. We've left it all in Sports Plus. Perfect 9 and 3 driving road, I gotta tell you. This is one thing that I haven't mentioned is the brakes. The brakes are absolutely amazing. Once you come on them, you know exactly what's going on. It gives you a nice feel back, and it gives you a nice bite. So you know that you got that power when you need to go ahead and use those clampers. Not a lot of body roll. Very, very smooth, very steady. You hear that downshift right there. Come around. Car stays in lower gear. Well planted. Amazing, yep. Smooth, go up the hill. This car handles amazingly well. It does the transition between turns and curves perfectly stay flat. You do feel a little bit of shake and bake in the back, and that's got to do the fact it's still cold out there. Like I said earlier, if it was a really warm day, it'd really stick to the road. Here, there, sliding a little bit. You can feel the tail end wanting to come out. It just loves staying in that gear that wants you just to keep pushing. Yeah, it's a fun sports car. For a two-door coupe, it does offer everything that you want. All right, my final thoughts on a 2019 BMW M4. This is the perfect car for the single guy or girl who doesn't carry a lot of people very often, but wants a sports car, but wants the flexibility of being able to have 3 more seats, a good amount of space in the trunk to carry like a weekend getaway, ample room for grocery if you go to Costco, if that's your thing. The only gripe that I would have would be the engine's note. It sounds good, it's got a nice growl to it, but it's not in the same league as you would compare it to a Mercedes-AMG. AMG has a much louder, angrier tone that this car doesn't, and it's too bad because it's such an angry looking car that I think it would the much louder exhaust would benefit the entire package altogether. But overall, you know, when I first got into the car, it felt a little bouncy. It felt like, oh, it's gonna be a little rough. But after, you know, having it for a little bit, it feels right. It feels soft. Bumps don't beat me up as much as I thought they were going to at first. It rides smoothly. I've said this before in other cars that I've driven, they're in the same kind of league category. Yeah, if you need to worry about gas, yeah, maybe this is not the car for you, because it will eat gas. If you're gonna drive it the way it's meant to be driven, yeah, it's just gonna suck gas like there's no tomorrow. But overall, it's perfect for that. Like I said earlier, like I just said, it's perfect for a single person or a couple, or somebody like myself who have a kid that's 10 years old and they can easily fit in the back with one friend. Yeah, I would, if I was in the market for a sports coupe, this would definitely be the one that I would pick. And obviously the first thing that I would do is change that exhaust, make it a little bit louder, not too bad, because you don't want the whole drone in here. So thank you so much. I do appreciate your support. It means the world to me. I know it's the beginning of the year, spending a little bit of time with friends and family, like I said earlier, but what better place to start the year with a BMW M4. Other great cars are coming down the pike. So with that being said, share the video, hit the notification bell. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Great epic shows are coming our way. Subscribe, comment, it always helps the video. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next video and in the next getting this show on the road. Until then, please be safe, continue protecting yourself and your family due to COVID. But I'll see you then. Like I said, I appreciate your support. Bye-bye. Thank you.